Hi, this is Carlos Cousins. The following is an ACT reading test question that is asking for an inference the author makes in developing an argument. Given the answer choice, the correct answer choice, I've decided to include the relevant portions of the passage to the answer and break here from lines 30, about line 40 all the way to line 50 to highlight the answer choice for you all. But let's go ahead and start with which statements are we even considering in this inference? So that less dense newly formed crystals are less bulky than unarranged molecules. We're not really talking about density as it relates to bulkiness anywhere on here. We're talking about how this bulkiness changes the way that crystallization occurs in the surface of the Earth. We're not necessarily talking about the molecules being bulky versus unarranged, so that isn't mentioned anywhere. It can't be the correct answer choice. That crystals of quartz would float in molten quartz as solid iron floats in molten iron. Well, if we're talking about up here that we've got a crystallization of the crust, so the Earth's crust, the outer part where we have the continents, right, is all of a sudden going to be hardened, and the inside is going to remain a liquid, right? A liquid mass. And that's set up here, and it's repeated down here. It's the general belief that the central portions of the Earth still remain in a molten condition, while the habitable exterior is but a comparably thin crust, right? It continues on giving examples and then says, we should expect then that crystals of quartz would float upon molten quartz, exactly what it says up here, just as solid iron floats upon molten iron, finishing on sentence 50. So the author definitely infers that this is the case, given the fact that it is a general belief that this is occurring, and it is the theory that he has for the formation of the world that he is furthering earlier in the passage. So this has to be the correct answer choice. But let's consider the other two. That newly formed crystals are more dense than the unarranged molecules because they enclose certain minute spaces. We're not talking about the actual definition of density anywhere. We're just wondering how density affects the floating of different parts of the Earth as it forms. That newly formed crystals are not likely related to the formation of the Earth's crust. Well, that would be contradicted by the quotes here on about line 28 or so, and over here following line 35. So the only answer choice you can really back up here is answer choice B. I hope that helped with this passage. Happy prepping.